How come they get all the easy questions? That's why they get everything right. Hi, welcome to another episode of Unlocking Mind Behind Make More Work Less. My name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on Unlocking Mind, we talk about another cognitive bias, and the reason why I have to show is so that we can better understand how our minds work, make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and also avoid certain cognitive traps. So for today's cognitive bias, we're going to be talking about the ultimate attribution error. So what exactly is that? That is when a group that offers an explanation for how one person views different causes of negative and positive behavior in an in-group and an out-group member. So when does that happen? Well, how many of you can relate to the comment I made at the very beginning? When you're playing a game of Cranium or charades or Pictionary, you go, wait a minute, how come they get all the easy ones? That's why they get every single thing right. Or when your team gets something right, you go, haha, look at that. That's because we're brilliant. Why does that happen? That's because when we're in a team environment, when we're in an in-group environment, we tend to like to have that big self-confidence because we're competing with somebody else. We're competing with another group. And therefore, the out-group members are not as good as us. That's because we want to win. We have the competitive spirit. And it's kind of natural that we come up with these thoughts so that we can become more competitive with the other team. We boost our self-confidence, we boost our teammates' self-confidence, and we kind of boost our own egos so that we go, hey, everything that we get right is because we are smart, because we're better than them, because of all these internal reasons. But when something bad happens to us, we attribute that all to external forces. Conversely, if something good happens to the out group members or the other teams, we go, that's because of all these external reasons that allow them to get the positive results. But if something bad happens to them, we attribute all the things to their internal forces, saying that they're stupid, they're not working well together, or they're morons or something like that. So when does this actually happen? Well, here's some examples. When you're playing, imagine playing Pictionary, and you go, we got it right. That's because we're smart, we're brilliant, our teams work well together. Everything is internal. But if you got one wrong and you couldn't get it right, or you just couldn't get those answers out there quick enough, you might say, well, that's because we were distracted. That's because the person giving us the questions gave us all hard questions. It's all external factors. But when the other team gets something wrong, then you go, that's because that team's dumb. That's because that team doesn't work well together. All internal reasons. But when they get something right, they go, that's because they got all the easy stuff. That's because everything's in their favor. And you go, it's not fair. Well, if you can relate to that, that is the ultimate attribution error. Now, this happens a lot when we're cheering for our hometown sports teams as well. When our team loses, we always complain that, it's because the refs are not in our favor, or they're not calling the right calls, or this and that's all internal things. But if our team wins, then we go, that's because our team is the best. That's because our team has the skill. That's because our team is X, Y, Z, all these internal reasons. Conversely, if the other team scores or the other team is doing well, we go, that's because they're lucky. That's because the hometown is cheering for them and they got the hometown advantage, all these external reasons. But if they get something wrong and we score against them, then we go, that's because they're no good, they suck, they don't have the skills. Again, all internal when it comes to negative things that happens to the out members. So when do we have to kind of take a look at this? Well, before we jump out and say, hey, we're being treated unfairly, or hey, I suspect foul play and all that kind of stuff, take a step back and really assess it. Wait a minute, are we really being treated unfairly, or are we just falling prey to the ultimate attribution error? So hopefully you enjoyed this episode on unlocking the mind behind Make More Work Less, and you learned something about the ultimate attribution error. And if you did, please go back and watch some of my other episodes on unlocking the mind. And if you like this show, we have a lot of other shows: the Peak Potential Success Show, the Make More Mind Bites, and of course the Mastermind Bites that's up every single week. So until next time, thank you very much for your likes, your subscriptions, and your comments. I love seeing those comments. And until next time, today is the day to unlock your peak potential. I'll see you later.